And good morning. Welcome to a Tadpoll for Thursday morning. We have another busy one here as we're getting ready for the storm that's supposed to come tomorrow. And we'll see what's going to happen on that. But today it should be a great day. We're going to be talking first here with Jennifer Dodds about a 5K race. Not because it's not going to be happening. We'll talk with Jennifer about that in a minute. Also, Phillips County Extension's here. It's going to be Cody Miller and Anders Schremer talking about some things they're going to be involved in. Hospice, next Tuesday night, the Hospice Fund event's coming up. We'll be talking about that. And Angie Wells was here to talk about it. I want to ask her how she did with the Easter Bunny last Saturday and how things went on the Easter egg hunt. That's all coming up this morning on the Tadpoll. We do appreciate you listening and joining in with us here. If you ever have a question about anything with any of the people we're talking to, just put it in the system, and Rachel will get the question. We'll try to answer it here on the show, so we can answer it as we get it. So if you do have a question about anything we're talking about with any of our guests, anytime, just get on the internet at myphillipscounty.com, and she'll pass a message along the question. Of course, we do thank the many sponsors who make it possible for us to do this every Thursday morning here on the Tadpoll. Well, Jennifer Dodds is with us first from the Phillips County Hospital. Good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning, Tad.
Right. When we talked with you earlier this week, we were going to talk about a 5K race coming up. Okay.
Yes.
But I guess not this week, right?
Yes, we made the executive decision yesterday due to the possible impending weather to go ahead and postpone it a week. Okay. So hopefully it's nicer weather that day and we can have a good turnout. So we will be postponing it to the 14th.
We're talking about snow and everything. All
yeah.
Coming up. And okay, so what's the 5K race about? Why is it being held? And who's doing it and the details of it?
Okay, very good. So the Phillips County Hospital Auxiliary is the ones that we are putting it on in memory of Julie Elliott, who was an employee at the medical clinic for around 20 years, I believe. Wow. So it was started, this is our third year doing it. It was started the 1st April after her passing in January. She was a very avid walker, very active. So they decided to start a run, walk in memory of Julie. What better way to remember her than to put on an event like that for her? And she was active in the greenhouse, so our shirts that we made up every year, they always have flowers on them for she loved flowers. So that's why it started.
So what are the particulars? Where do you register, and where were you? Do you have the route picked out? How are you going
We do have the route. I actually had posted it on, and I can share it again. But it starts at the medical clinic, and then it goes through the little walking trail that's kind of back.
Below.
Yep, back behind.
That's a great trail.
It is.
It is really.
Beautiful when it's when there's grass and trees.
It will be when the trees will be out and everything.
Right. Might not be so nice.
No, tomorrow, probably not.
But it goes down through the trail, and then it'll go back out up on the highway for a little ways, and then back down and finish at the clinic there.
Okay,
so registration will start at 7:45 the morning of the race. If you don't want to register beforehand, you can register beforehand. Contact myself at the hospital or Nancy Johnson at the clinic. We'll still take registration since we're postponing it a week. But registration will be at 7:45 the morning of the race, and then the race begins at 8:30.
Okay, and is there a fee or registration?
There is. It is $15 if you're 13 and under, or then $20 if you're an adult.
Sure. Okay.
So, and if you any questions or to register, then feel free to contact us.
Okay, so just get a hold of you, and you're extending it a week now.
Yes.
The registration a week. Now, you can, if something to come up, you weren't planning on it, and all of a sudden you could, can you do it that morning?
Yes, we will take late registrations. We've already pre-ordered the T-shirts because we had a deadline for that. Yeah. However, we did order extra T-shirts, so there still will be some available. But yeah, anybody is welcome to come the day of. If they decide at 7 o'clock that morning they want to race, come on down. We will take them. So happy to have all to participate.
It's going to be delayed a week.
Yes.
And so with the registration, what do you plan on doing? I know part of it goes to pay for the T-shirt. I know, obviously.
Yes. The proceeds are actually going to go towards new signage. The ultimate goal, the medical clinic right now currently does not have updated signage.
Right.
So due to the fact that Julie worked for the clinic, that is the goal, is to, those proceeds will go towards purchasing new signage.
So where you put the signage out along the highway?
Well, we're looking at new signage along the highway,
Right.
because the sign that's there,
Well, I know.
is extremely
I
old.
go out to rehab, and
Yep.
which is the same thing. And more times than one, I zip right
Yep.
on by there, and I'm turning to Orstlands. You know?
Yep, exactly. So we need some new signage,
Sure,
updated signage, and then also, there's not even a sign actually on the medical
That's right.
clinic.
That's
So-
for sure. So yeah,
So that's our goal, is to put those funds towards that, towards purchasing the new signage.
it's great to have all that together. It's kind of a complex here. You have the rehab, and you have the clinic, and
is.
you have the senior place, and then
Yep.
you have also the hospital. So
Yes,
it's
we
all
have our little medical pavilion there.
right. That's right. So
Yeah.
okay. So anyway, just show up at the clinic, or
You can
at the
show up
hospital
at the clinic.
Saturday morning.
Yes, at the clinic at 7:45 is when registration will start, if you decide to do it that
How's
day.
registration coming? Do you know?
I believe at last count, which I do know, I have had some people
Sure.
contact me since we postponed it and said, oh, of course, that's the day. I've
Sure.
got this going on and whatnot. And I believe it's prom here too, so some people are
Really? Okay.
tied up with stuff that. So I believe at last count, I think we had around 40 signed up
Wow,
for the
okay,
race. So,
okay.
but like I said, there's been some that have already contacted me and said I won't be there.
Okay.
But we're hoping maybe some people can be there
People
next
can,
week
they
that
can, okay.
couldn't be here this week. So.
All right. Very good. Looks like things are going well. Anything else? Anything else that's going on? I know we talked about something else that's out there. I know you talked about maybe on subsequent programs
Yes.
they do that, but it's a busy time.
It
here.
has been very busy out of the hospital. We're keeping busy with it. We've got the Stepping On program going on right now with our physical therapy. We've got our new Senior Life program that started up that I believe somebody will be on talking about
Talk
later.
about that. That's a great deal.
It is. So there's lots of great things going on out at the hospital. So
A Stepping On program, and I took it twice.
Yeah.
It didn't sink in the first time.
doesn't always.
No, well, senior moments, you know, and well, I think I had a something with health, but so I didn't get to finish it. So, but I did the second time, and it's really great. And
is a
we
great
had them
program.
on there, Rhonda
Yeah.
talking about it here, so we don't stepping on, so we don't fall all the time. You know?
Yes.
So it's a great program you
It
put
is a
on
great
there. We hope
program.
that a week from Saturday the weather's better.
We hope so too. That's what we're hoping for. If
Okay.
nothing else, it'll hopefully at least not be snowing. It might still be cold, but
Would-
hopefully it'll be better.
Would you like to come on a week from today and give us an update on that? Would you mind
I
doing
can.
that?
A reminder, I can sure do
Okay,
that.
I'll put you down then.
Sounds
Okay, we'll
good.
see you then.
All right.
Thank
Sounds
you, Jenna.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tad.
Thank you. We're just talking before we went on the air. We were in New York and Washington with her back in the days, I guess. Okay. It's always kind of look forward to who comes through that door next. I think it's probably going to be the extension. It is. All right. And the program, the Tadpoll, brought to you by the Phillips County Health Systems, Olive Bovia Memorial Chapel, Stephen E. Rush, your State Farm agent, Sonic Drive-In, like us on Facebook to see our Sonic deals, Phillipsburg Chamber and Main Street where the roads are paved with opportunity, Farmers and Ranchers Outlet, and J&R HIVAC R. Some of the sponsors make it possible for us to bring in Anna and Cody every once in a while to talk and see what's going on in Phillips County Extension there. And Cody always has to have that K-State switch.
You bet. So that's who has the paycheck. So that's right.
That's
Is
right.
that purple? I can't tell.
No,
I'm
it's navy
colorblind.
blue, but
Okay,
I have
well,
lots of
we'll play
purple.
like it's purple. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Who's going to go first this morning?
Well, I think we're both talking about the same thing.
Okay,
We
okay.
have quite a weekend coming up. It's our annual 4-H carnival,
Mm-hmm.
and the Fair Board Pancake Sausage Feed,
Mm-hmm.
and that's going to be this weekend, April the 7th. And the pancake sausage starts at 5 o'clock and goes through 7 o'clock. And then the carnival, where the 4-H clubs kind of have a big money maker for them, it starts at 6 and goes to 8. And it's a fun time. It's a good family time. You know, we've had, and right now we have a lot of cold weather, so we're kind of back inside again. You come out, bring your kids, let them run, you know. Well, not too fast, but
Well, they run though, right?
But yes. and let them have a good time. We have fun games. The games are 25 cents a ticket, and each club puts their own amount of
Sure.
tickets on. But Cody's going to talk, I believe, about the different games the clubs are going to
Sure,
have.
okay, what's
So,
going on?
so some of the games, Ted, are the same as what we've had in the past. If the kids are certainly looking forward to those, but I've got a list here. The Hustlers 4-H Club, they'll have the back by popular demand cakewalk. So
Okay, that's always popular.
absolutely, that's always good. They have bingo, and this is something they've implemented here the last couple of years, and we've had good results out of this as well. So if you're an elderly and you don't have kids to bring to the games, you want to come out, eat pancakes, sausage, kraut, and then you want to stick around and play bingo, we have that for you.
Cody
So
looks like to me when he says elderly.
I know.
young.
I don't know
So.
what this is.
But, and then moving on, but,
Sure.
we've also got the frog pond. I think we'd have a protest if we didn't have the frog pond. We've had
Right,
that
yeah.
ever since I've been there. So Deer Creek, they're going to have a Nerf gun ladder shoot, as well as frisbee pitch. And then if the weather permitting, it's going to be rather cool,
Yeah.
unfortunately, Saturday, hay rack rides as well.
Sure,
so
right.
not 100% certain. We'll see what the weather
Sure.
does for us there. Iowa Union, they're going to have a dartboard as well as a Nerf gun game as well. So the Nerf guns, they're kind of a big hit for sure this year. The Sunnyside 4-H Club, they're going to have jail as well as yes, that's one that occasionally they'll come catch you and say you've been put in jail. So
Then you have to pay to get out?
no.
How's
So
that
what
work?
it is, it's so many tickets for so many seconds or so many
Okay, I
minutes,
see.
so they can
So
lock you
in other
up.
words, if I want to put you or
That's
Ann
right.
in there, I
Yes.
give them 4 tickets, and
That's
that's the
right.
time, so you get out.
That's
so
right.
It's nothing on the guy, and it doesn't
No.
have to hit bond or
No,
anything.
they do not have to call the bail bond on it. So
Yeah.
it's just till the time runs
sure,
out. But
right.
they have goblet toss as well as a wheel of fortune that they'll have as
Wow.
well. Lone Prairie, they're going to have the basketball shoot, and then they're going to have a couple of minute to win it games. Those are relatively popular. They're going to have a ping pong minute to win it, as well as a beanbag toss minute
What's a minute
to win
to
it.
win it? What-
There's a TV show with that they have a minute to perform this
Do
task
something,
or
okay.
make however many bean bags through the hole there
Yeah.
in that time
Sure.
period.
Okay,
So,
so-
and then the last one that we have, Agra Trailblazers. It'll be too cool to go out and hit the golf course Saturday, but we're gonna have a putting green that they're bringing
Okay.
over, so you can come practice or polish up on your putting greens. You're golfing there on it. So
Wow.
all the 4-H clubs again. Like Anna alluded to, it's 25 cents a ticket, and the different games have different ticket requirements.
sure.
But just our carnival that the 4-H clubs, they'll man those stations, and it's a fun time had by all for sure. And like Anna and I know we've talked before. 25 cents a ticket. You can come out and have a lot of fun for not a whole lot of money that evening as well, Tad.
Sure, right. That's a great, and the food, of course, is
The
super
food
there.
is fabulous.
Yeah.
The Agra firemen come over and do the pancakes, and if you've ever had their pancakes,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
they're wonderful. So I'm not quite sure what they I've never really watched them make the batter, but
The secret, I think, is a big round thing that turns.
It
you know,
has
when
to
you get
be.
the right heat on it. And
That's
I've always
right.
said I'd like to have $1 for every pancake that's come off of that.
yes.
I would be probably in Acapulco right now.
Okay.
Or Jamaica, probably.
Jamaica.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Instead
it
of doing
is-
this, if I could do that, 'cause it's a great idea how they make that, and they're always perfect,
Yes.
Right. Very
And then
good.
Jim Lanier has donated the sausage for us,
Wow.
and it's excellent sausage, really good. And then we also always have to have the kraut. We're German around
Sure,
here, so
right.
the kraut has to go with it. So we do have kraut, and so it's a great meal,
Mm-hmm.
and you can eat it, go play bingo, go watch your kids, do different things, buy them a big roll of tickets and say
Sure.
here and sit and play bingo, or sit and visit with your neighbors if you haven't seen them all winter because you've been all inside, and get your chores done and come out, or get home from work. and this gives you a little bit of time just to relax and have a good time.
Okay, well,
And as Anna alluded to, it is kind of a super Saturday, if you will. We have a full gamut of 4-H events planned. This is in the evening, but if we back up, to start off the morning, we have our Phillips County 4-H and FFA livestock judging contest. So
Okay.
that's going to start at 9 o'clock. So
Wow.
4-H members, FFA members throughout the state, they can come participate in that, and we'll have 7 classes of livestock to judge. And
it'll be right there in the
yes.
sail ring. Or
yeah,
not
it'll
sail
be
ring, but the ring, right?
so weather permitting. Most of that we will have a class in there, but everything should be undercover anyway.
Yeah, okay,
so it
sure.
may be cool, but and then in the middle of the afternoon we have our Red Wheel food fundraiser sales. We'll be distributing, get the right word there, distributing those to the 4-H members. So those were if you bought pies or pizzas or the other goodies that the 4-H members were selling. So kind of pack all this into usually the first Saturday of April. So
Yeah.
it's always a busy time for us, Tad.
It is,
So,
and then of course, it starts at 5, the food at 5 till 7
Right.
there, so you can go out and enjoy the food and then stick around. And
you bet.
I always enjoy those because the young kids just they go with the tickets, they just go running around, that's fine. I have no problem. Let them run, let them have a good time. Big building, they can do it in, So,
Right.
So,
yeah.
so the fund, the money comes in on how's that used for your 4-H programs or what?
For the pancake sausage feed, that helps go toward putting on the fair. It costs. We have a relatively free fair. You can come out and all the entertainment's free.
Sure.
We do have a few kids' games that they will pay for. Bingo we have going on, and you pay for to play that. But most everything is free.
Sure.
And so, but it does cost. So
Yeah.
this is one way that it does help, so we can bring a lot of that free entertainment to you.
Sure, right. And is that but then what about, does each club then, do they get returns from what they, or a portion of that or something? How's that work?
Yeah, on the like Anna said there, the pancake and sausage that'll go to the fair board, and then the clubs, the ticket sales off of those that'll go back to the individual clubs.
It's real
there,
easy if you
so.
have 100 tickets, so you
Yep.
turn in, you know what you're gonna get there. So
Correct.
It's easy to know how much you make on what you do there,
Yes.
so.
Correct.
And that's the programs they get involved.
For some clubs, that's their only money maker
Sure,
throughout the
yeah,
year, but other clubs, they may have a few other things too.
Yeah.
But, so it's a good money maker for them, it's a fun time, and, it's a good money maker for the
Sure.
fair board, and they have to maintain that building too, pay utilities, so,
Yeah.
there's always a cost with everything, and as everybody knows,
Yeah.
but it's
Well, I can remember the fair was held down at the Armory, and but when you moved out there, it's a great facility, and it makes it really great there, and to be that close to the rodeo grounds, it's a good facility out there. So
And the Fair Board has done a really good job of keeping it up, and every year we try to add a few things to keep up the building, and because it is rented a lot. We have a lot of weddings out there. We have a lot of community events that go on out there, and so it takes a lot of upkeep, and I think
I've often wondered, you have those weddings out there. Has anyone ever, the groom and the bride ever ridden in on a horse or anything like that?
Oh yeah,
Really?
I mean,
Yeah?
there's and I know there's several of those, and I think we
Really?
have one
Okay.
have
We
one
have
this
one coming
summer.
this summer.
So.
Okay, really? Oh, okay. So that's going to be a
With
horse.
Marianne.
Okay. Then.
Well, I think they're going to be coming in on a wagon.
Okay, well,
Probably the
sure.
wagon that would be
Right.
out there this weekend, but.
How was your ride side saddle with a wedding gown on?
I,
That's kind of hard to do.
I think it'd be a good program here for you, Ted.
There you go.
So,
Okay.
right.
Anything else? How did the soybean
Soybean meeting.
Class goes.
Soybean class went very well. It was good. We didn't have as many as the second time, where the first one got
Sure.
canceled because of blizzard or
right.
whatnot. But it was very good, very well attended. There's more and more people looking at soybeans in our area, and it'll just be interesting as we move forward, I guess.
Right,
But
well-
the presenters, it was kind of a neat deal on K-State Research and Extension. All four of our area agronomists from each part of the state, they were all in attendance at the
Really?
meeting.
Wow,
So, it's not every day we get a meeting put together that we have all of those. We have a lot of our state specialists there, but, the state, the area agronomists were all four there at the same
You know why
time.
they were all
So,
there.
Ruth Ann's meal, is that right?
Yeah, that's why they were all there.
Yes.
And I saw her the other night, and I thanked her for you and got me something.
Right,
I really
right.
appreciate that.
Yeah, we actually we had a meeting in Hayes yesterday, and they catered, and
Yeah.
it's kind of funny. One of the workers said, "I think that Cody's been at about every one of these meals we've served." So with that and the turkey
sure,
banquet
yeah,
and
it's,
everything else, so.
She does a great job there. Well,
Certainly does.
I won't get political here, but if you're raising soybeans now, China might not be wanting to buy them.
Yeah, so
now.
we'll see what all that.
I
You
won't
know,
get in on,
yeah, I
won't
don't-
start on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure what all's going to take
I don't
place,
know.
but
It's-
we'll wait and see what
Okay,
happens.
But the more
so.
people are interested in are soybeans real good in this area?
Depends
If-
on the
if the
weather.
rain,
Yep.
yeah,
If we
that's- yeah.
if we have enough moisture at the beginning to get them started, but then they use a lot of the moisture at the end of their season, and usually if we can get a rain towards the end of that, we can have good soybeans. They can kind of hang in there and get to where they need to be when they start blooming and
Yeah.
setting pods.
Yeah.
If we can get a rain there, we're usually good. So we've had soybeans anywhere in this area from 5 bushels all the way up to 80 bushels. So it's just
It
so
depends on that.
dependent. So.
And if you have irrigation, that's of course
Right.
is a thing. Then.
Oh,
You
yes,
see that in a lot of
yeah.
areas, don't you? There?
Right,
The
right.
circles, pivot
Yeah.
things. Okay, anything else there?
I think we got her
Okay,
covered,
all right,
but
well.
Yeah,
sure
just-
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, I
Thank
appreciate you
you.
coming on, and appreciate everything you do. It's always a fun thing, and probably have to be out there Saturday night and get some of those
Yes.
pancakes, and
Well,
Yes.
I'll try to totter over to the bingo.
There we
table.
go. There we go. So we'd love to have
Bring
you.
your
So,
walker
but
and you'll just,
Yeah, right.
we'll see if we
Thanks
can
for
get over
coming on.
there.
thank you, Tad.
Good day, yeah.
Take care.
Thank you, Ted.
All right. Anna Cody joining us this morning. We talk, I think, about hospice next, and the program brought to you by the First National Bank and Trust, proudly supporting Panther Athletics. And here, we just talk about the First National Bank and Trust, and guess who comes in the door here? All right. From our sales floor to your delivery door, we have a big anniversary sale. I think it's still going on, so go and see Jim and Terry at Olive Bowie Furniture and Appliance, where they provide gracious living for less. Sunburst Realty LLC, where you'll find the best homes under the sun. Professional Family Eye Care. See Dr. Gentleman for all of your eye care needs. Coombs Trucking, you call, we haul. Wyman Firestone Tire Sales and Service, backing the youth of Phillips County. Big Insurance for all of your auto, home, business, and farm insurance needs. And speaking of Coombs Trucking, I think a couple of years ago, heading back, I think we were in Pennsylvania or somewhere there, and here this truck goes by. It's a Coombs Trucking on that. So they're all around and everything. All right, back we're again to talk about Stronger Together, the fund dinner and auction coming up next Tuesday now. So is that anything new?
We have some amazing items that have come in. You know, always we have absolutely beautiful quilts. People that spend so much time and commitment making them. They're absolutely gorgeous. Some are displayed on Facebook and around the area. Again, the food items. We have cinnamon rolls, cookies, caramel apples, pie, and baklava.
Baklava.
I'm going to pick that up this weekend, so that will be there.
right.
We do have some knitted items. We do have again, I think you want to talk about some of the other items.
Yeah, we're real excited. Through the years, we've picked up a lot of people that have done things for us. Some of the pictures that we put on last night, we have a family out of western Kansas that we actually serve that area with hospice, and she does photographs and has Stasser galleries out there, and they donated a beautiful windmill photo that we put out. And what's been fun with them is over the years, they found out that we did this. They knew we served their area. They donated, and now their photos have become a big part of it. And so we have people that see the importance of hospice that have starting relationships with us and starting to do things because they want to be a part of it. So they donated a couple displays there. The other one is Roger Van Kooten made a handmade train set out of wood and everything, and it's displayed at Farmer State Bank. So if you go in and see Bo and Roger, they've got it right there. That's just something that somebody's put heart and effort into. That isn't something that they just slapped together, and that's what makes this auction special. Is whether it's the 5-pound peanut butter pie that Sheila Fink makes, or a homemade train set. These aren't things that people just spent 2 seconds doing. They've put their heart and soul into. We have lots of quilts, and quilts are the big thing there. People love the quilts, but most of those quilts have stories behind them. And we have families that get together and they make one quilt a year, and it's for hospice, or they do it in memory of it. And Raylene Osborne was a big supporter of ours. Her mom and her aunt are big quilters. And last year, we lost her, and they did a quilt in memory. She had started it. Her mom and her aunt finished it. Those are the stories that make this special. And those ladies bring us a quilt every year, and there's always one in memory of her. And so it's not just the item, it's the story behind it. And the people that were with us that maybe still aren't with us, but we're still getting to involve them. We lost Mr. Olive last year, and he used to always buy, kind of like you like your baklava.
We went back and forth all the time.
But he used to buy the foot massage.
Yeah.
And so we had Jenny Van Lunen had a massage there, and that massage went for a great deal of money, and had, the massage is nice, but it was the memory of Mr. Olive that did it. And we have another one this year, somebody that donated a massage in memory of him is Amber Kazee, and so we'll have it there again. And it's not just the item, it's the story behind it that makes hospice special.
And I think that's important, the fact that since you gave such and such for that, you can get it here, but that's not the point. The point is you help hospice, and also you have the fun of doing that and being there and buying that and helping a good cause like that.
Yeah, you don't get to just help a very, very good cause, which hospice is, but you get to remember people along the way that had ties to hospice or ties to you. And we talk about those things there too. We want to, something that's very important is Sandy and I. She's been here since day one running it. I've been here starting out as a little bit of a child, but we are both very sentimental to the fact of the people that got us here. Whether it's individuals, whether it's programs like Rotary, our former volunteers, our former employees. You look at Mrs. Evangelides, and we want her to be a part of this any way she can for the rest of her life, because she has been a part of it. And so that's the other nice thing about this is we get to recognize those people, whether they're here or not. We still get to thank them.
And the baklava, of course, that's the story in itself there, on how that has grown through the years.
And she changed it up a little bit this year. She made some for Easter and changed it somehow, and the family gave it thumbs up. So that's what she's sending.
Yeah, and that's the fun part about it is there's many stories to all of it. Whether it's cookies, we have people that brought cookies every year. We have people that. Mrs. Shields does her homemade jams every year and has always done it. And that's the fun part is every year we show up, and why we add some new names, and we love that. We still have our friends that have been with us forever. We have new businesses or new business owners that are seeing the importance of it. Kensington Lockers reached out to me. They saw what it was. They have new ownership there with the Tweedy family and wanted to be a part of it and wanted to know how to get involved. And so that's what makes this thing continue on and have success.
Speaking of Kensington Lockers, for a long time, they're famous, and they still are for their hams and everything. I would send my sister for Thanksgiving back in Washington D.C., and people just raved on where the ham came from, and that makes it local. That's where things are going great.
We're a little biased. We've been here for a couple of years, but we think our small town's just as good as any place else, if not better.
Sure. Okay. So, and getting to hospice a little bit, we talked about this last week. I guess I didn't realize that you are involved in so many counties now. That is really, really going like topsy, hasn't it?
It's been really interesting, and we couldn't do this without, the people who have helped us along the way. Hospice and the way it's set up and the reimbursement, it really takes a certain population base. It takes, again, it's set up on a managed care kind of reimbursement with Medicare and Medicaid. So most of us knew as rural counties we couldn't do it separately. So, with the board's guidance and leadership and commitment to, again, our communities in our area, we cover 16 counties in northwest Kansas. It's interesting, that's larger than the 6 smallest states.
Really? Wow.
Again, we all know there aren't many people through that. So it's a lot of windshield time. Again, we couldn't do it without the people who have helped us along the way, who are, again, we're stronger together, and they've allowed us to do some amazing things. We started a palliative care program, and again, that's not something that typically you would think out here. There was a study done, a report card several years ago, and they looked at the hospitals in Kansas with 50 beds or more, and fewer than 50% had palliative care. So that's 50-bed hospitals. And so we had that out here. And so again, Stronger Together, I think, just is so much a part of our program, who we are, what we've been able to do is simply because of the people that got involved. Again, Kent's been amazing for us and really helped us kind of take this dinner to another level, reach out to, different people, different groups, and help us realize how important that is.
I had quite a talk Saturday noon. I was on my way to Junction City, and Mark Hinka used to be on the radio here. Now he's in charge of some Christian radio stations in other part of the state. We had lunch, and we got to talking. His dad, Bob Hinka in Rooks County, was involved, and he told me all about. And I didn't how it worked and how many days and how you can be in that. Are you familiar with Bob? Okay, and he just passed away recently. Bob, he used to be our Sunday morning man on the radio station. Bob Hammer was his radio name from Buffalo, New York. But but he was telling me about what great treatment he had. If treatment's the right word for it, or care, I guess it'd be better. And he commented on how it worked for Bob, his dad. He was very appreciative of what hospice, and that and at length he told me how it worked. And then you can get, after so long, you have to be so Medicare will take care of it and all that. And he told me all about that. It was really informative. So, and he was really appreciated the fact that you're there. So.
Yeah, it's a program that once you get involved with, it's hard to not fall in love with hospice. And I think that's what Sandy and I have tried to do over the last couple of years. Is we have a lot of people been very loyal to us for a lot of years, and we're trying to pass that on to the next generation so that this continues on. And the more people we get involved, the longer that we can continue these things. And we need new volunteers. We need new people to support us on that. And that's what this community has done well. And a lot of our growth in this, and the number of people who have come to this have been, younger families that are starting to learn about hospice, understand why it's important. And so it's been fun to do that. And I guess a good example is I was out to see my grandmother at a Prairie Winds Villa the other day, and as I'm walking through the lobby, the ladies there were all yelling at me, talking about what they did, and they put the puzzles together stuff there, and so they framed them all up and donated them to hospice. So I have that part, and then I have my young volunteers and Trey Thompson, who has grown up in hospice along with his brothers, has always been there to help us when he's not in sports, and Megan Staple, who's a sophomore in high school, and helps me do it. It just shows you two different age groups that are very different that are still involved with hospice.
And you have to get the youth involved because we all get older pretty soon, and I think it's great that you're managing to do this. In your silent auction, do you have anything that's special in the silent auction?
Yes, we got a lot of silent auctions. We haven't quite determined how we're going to set everything up. That becomes a process in and of itself. we are still getting things in. So if there's stuff that people want to donate, stop by the hospice office or stop by the bank and drop it off to me. We want to make sure that we get everything in so we can recognize people in the program and make sure that their names are in there. That's another thing that's very important to Sandy and I, is that we recognize who helps us along the way. Everybody has their own thing, and we want to make sure we thank them for it. And so if they can get that in, we can do it. I will tell you the other thing on bringing in some younger people that I'm pretty proud of and excited about was last year was the first year, but Phillipsburg High School has an ITV program where they do the filming of it and that.
Oh, yeah.
And Mrs. Pockabir, I believe, runs that. And have these kids that have some creativity that want to learn on it. And we brought them in, and they filmed part of the auction. I think they interviewed Sandy. They interviewed some of our volunteers. And so not only got to make it part of their show and help promote hospice, but got to learn a little bit about hospice and why it's important. And that just shows you our school system buying into what it is, and Mrs. Pockabir, their teacher, buying into what it is and allowing these kids to come out and cover it and learn about it.
That's a great. I watch them on the channel or on a TV channel, and they do a great job. In fact, we had her on here one time talking about the things they do. It's amazing, and it's great. If of course, back when I was in school, TV was unheard of out here. I think maybe they had in New York City, but they didn't even have a radio. It would have been neat to had something like that. If you had interest to learn how to do that, and they do this is a super job.
Well, we're lucky to have it in our school system. We're lucky that our school system sees it important, have a teacher with passion. So, but for them to take the time out, because it's at auctions 7 o'clock at night or something, and these kids aren't in school. They're coming out on their time to do it. And so, I mean, how you can't be proud of kids that want to do that? It's impressive.
And they say nowadays about the younger generation. Of course, when I was a younger generation one time, and how they talk about it. But it's amazing what these kids, and not getting political, but the marches and how articulate they are, and locally how things get going. So
we're very blessed with our kids here. I think sometimes it's real easy to forget that we all make mistakes as kids. But if you take a look at our area and what these kids do here and the things they're involved with and being involved with things such as hospice, we're real lucky. We have great kids here, and I think that's probably why I'm real proud of this ITV class coming out, is because they want to get involved. They don't have to. It's not required. They want to be involved. And see, we have a youth group that runs the kitchen that does that. So we have a lot of youth involved.
And 4-H.
4-H sets up and tears down. So, I mean, without the youth of this community, it would create a lot more work for Sandy and I, and we just wouldn't have that relationship.
Sure. I know I'm in rehab out here, and the lady that was rehabbing me yesterday said she is making hors d'oeuvres for Tuesday night. So when does that start? When do the hors d'oeuvres start?
5:30, the social hour, and you can begin bidding on the silent auction at 5:30. 6:30 will be the dinner. It is, again, people get up and go through the line, and we serve it in a very short time.
Yep.
We've done very well with that. The smoked pork chop dinner, we do have some sauce that has been a big hit over the years.
right.
Some are still asking for a recipe, but Kent makes it and does not share the recipe. Tickets are still available. They are at the area banks, Farmers National, Phillipsburg, Agro and Logan, Farmers State in Phillipsburg, First National in Phillipsburg, Logan, Long Island, Golden Plains Credit Union, Mapes and Miller, our office, and I think Kent Culbertson.
Yeah, yeah. You know, it's one of those things that if you need tickets and you can't get to those places, let us know. We want people there, and if we got to bring the tickets to you, I don't do much at the bank anyway, so I might as well do something.
Do you have a ticket with you today?
I don't, but I can bring you one. Ted.
Here's here.
You're gonna trust me with money?
Yeah, I'll trust you, money. Okay.
I will bring you a ticket. But no, just let us know, and we'll get tickets to you, because I think that's the part some people don't realize. It's a fundraiser, and we have fun with that. But the other thing that it is it's a real eye-opener to our volunteers and our employees when you walk out there and there's 400 people there to support what you do. And so sometimes there's people that, well, I don't have anything to donate. That's fine. Come have a good time with us. You know, enjoy the evening, have a nice dinner, because I don't think you understand what that means to everybody that's involved, that support.
You know, if you don't even order anything or bid on anything, $7.50 for a pork chop and for the hors d'oeuvres and for the fun, you know.
Hard to beat, isn't it?
It is really hard to beat. That's, you know, best bargain in town.
Fun evening.
And I think the most enjoyable thing is seeing people you don't see all the time and across the table, maybe some people you don't know, and you meet them and talk, and then the auction starts, and that's when it's really good. Last year, you had how many last 400 or something?
Oh,
like
it
that?
was.
I mean, it was full last year.
440. Yeah, and that's logistics had been kind of interesting over the last 3 years as we've grown it. You know, but I think that just goes to show you how much this, you know, hospice means to this community.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
And especially as people have had more experience with hospice, whether it's a family member or a friend, and you see what these people bring to that end of life, you want to be involved. Whether it's show up for a dinner, whether it's donate something, or whether it's come into hospice and sign up to be a volunteer. Once you've had that personal experience, we see a big growth in the involvement of those people.
Sure. Okay. Someone wants to volunteer. Do they go through a training period or anything, or how does that work?
We do. If we really appreciate volunteers interested in working with the people and their families. Again, a variety of talents are used in a variety of ways. We do have training. It's really again fairly easy. We want to be sure the people are prepared and understand.
Right, yeah.
We do also have some volunteers that help in other ways that, have done some things at the office for us.
Sure.
Call the office. We are always looking for volunteers. It's interesting, again, different things. We've had, somebody offered to mow yards in the summer. We've had, again, somebody offered to write letters for them, write cards, read. Sometimes it's a presence.
Amazing.
Well, and just, one of our a volunteer that did a lot for us, and he's moved away now, was Max Porter, and he would go over and talk and tell stories or read their magazine. I mean, that's the thing is there's a lot of things that can be done that don't, that if there's a certain part of it you don't want to do, there's other things.
Sure.
And so that's where if they sit down with Sandy and the ladies at hospice, we'll find something for you.
Yes.
Okay, well.
Yes. And I always think of Mary Worcester. I'm going to bring a name from the past. And I think sometimes we forget how much the presence of being is important. Not necessarily saying or doing anything, but somebody to sit and be present. And I think Mary Worcester taught that to us. She worked with us a long time ago.
Yeah, I know she's in Colorado now.
Lakewood.
Yeah, Mary. I get to hear from her once in a while. And Well, anything else? Have you covered pretty much there? What you're going to be going on
I think
Tuesday
we
night?
got her covered. What I would say is, slip out, get some tickets, come and join us. If you've never been, come out. It's a good time. You'll meet good people, support a good cause. If you've got friends that have never been, invite your friends and come out and, invite them to experience the good time that we
It
have.
is. It's
And
great.
I promise a good show. We always have a good time with it.
We have a great time.
And that's the fun of it too, is we want
Okay.
people to have a good time.
Sure, okay. And don't bid too high on the bottle if you're there, please. It gets to a certain amount, and I said, well, we'll see about that. Then. So I haven't, Daryl, I was not always successful with Daryl. He always had to get up there, which
Yeah.
it's good to do the bid, because the more bid, the better it is for this.
It
for,
is.
for your things. Okay, very good. We appreciate. We'll see you Tuesday night. Can you just leave my ticket at the door? Don't worry about running me
Yes.
down.
We'll put your name on it.
We'll put your name on it and have you taken care of.
Okay, good. All right,
All
fine.
right.
Thank you.
Thanks,
All
Ted.
right.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
No,
Ted.
thank you.
Thank
Sam.
you.
Bye. All righty. One of my favorite things here, the hospice fund there. Also, the program Tadpoll, brought to you by all your friends with Farmers State Bank of Phillipsburg, where interest begins the moment you enter the door. Interest in you. Member FDIC. Mapes and Miller, it's not what you make, but what you keep. Mid-America Real Estate, providing the best homes in the area for over 40 years. Blossoms and butterflies, making beautiful flowers a part of your life. Sign Solutions, your one-stop sign shop, and so much more. Madison Motors, in business for over 70 years. And Rogers & Associates, your local trusted choice agency. All right, I don't believe I know the lady we have next. I'm Tad Phelps.
Well, good morning, sweetie. I'm Angie Wells, so Director
Hi,
of
and-
Phillipsburg Chamber of Main Street,
Right.
CDD.
I've got to ask you about a couple of things about how did the Easter egg hunt go?
It was cold, but it was great. There was a lot of people there. Really enjoyed it. We had, I would say between 450
Ooh, wow.
to probably around that number of
Sure.
people there. I mean, around the square and stuff. All the eggs got taken. I'd say, okay, get 5 eggs, and then go get 2 more eggs, and go get
Sure.
2 more eggs. And so all the eggs were taken. So I've already been out shopping and cleaned out some stores for all their eggs for next year.
Right,
And
wow.
everybody's like, what? Easter's over. What are you doing? I'm like, I'm not crazy. I'm just preparing. So it's a lot of fun. But we had a good time. The Easter Bunny had a lot of people come see him. And it's just a good time.
So
A lot of work,
you
but a
answered
good
the
time.
question. You answered the question. Him. So the Easter Bunny is a him, right? See, I don't know. I've always I didn't know.
Sometimes.
Oh, huh?
Sometimes. I think we have 2 around town, but I'm not for sure. So I don't know.
All right. Did you see happen to see the show last Thursday morning when the Easter Bunny came in?
Yes.
Did you happen to see that? And
Yes.
I did the bunny hop.
Yes.
And
You
then I
were
did-
awesome.
And I did 5 hours out to rehab after that,
Well, yeah,
No.
you just need the
Well,
bunny to come in with
Right,
to
I did,
rehab
yeah,
with
yeah.
you, and then just
Sure.
yeah,
That's
that'd be great.
All right. So what else? Now you got that out of the way.
Got
Now
that out of the way. That's
Okay. Mm-hmm.
right. Okay, so tonight we have appetizers after hours, and it is going to be at the Huck Boyd Community
Mm-hmm.
Center at 5:30 tonight. Like I said, and you're going to listen to the history of the CNR Railroad.
Yeah.
Bill Schick, Merlin Schick, and Mike James
Mm-hmm.
are coming out, and they're going to do the trains around the 4th Mile Railroad and
right.
watch it come to life. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
I
I mean,
know.
I'm sure you've seen it
Oh
before.
yeah, many
But
times.
it's just amazing. And what Bill Clark and his wife, what they collected over the years, I mean,
yeah.
it's a treasure here in
It
Phillips
is.
County. It
All
really
those-
is.
All those engines and
Yes.
all the stuff that moves. And in fact, I just was out there a couple of weeks ago
Uh-huh.
and saw the show. They had a spatial show. And of course, he tells the history about
Mm-hmm.
how it all came out. Well, you remember when it was upstairs, right up here,
Mm-hmm.
and they used to go up there, and I did many tadpoles from there. And then when they moved out here, we did them out there with Bill. We would do
Neat.
things and talk about things, and of course, he was really proud of that. And
Yes, he should be. I mean, that's
and
awesome.
and they continue to get. They
Yeah.
got the train, for the kids love it.
Yeah.
The Tom, what is?
Polar Express.
Yeah, but
That
they've
one,
got.
and then Thomas the the train.
Thomas the train. They've got that.
Yep.
It's amazing
Yep.
how, and it's all remote control. They run it around, and the kids love
Yeah,
that. So
it's neat. So if
yeah,
you haven't come out, if you haven't seen it before, it's free. So come out, enjoy just the social part of it. There's appetizers. There's going to be drinks and food there, and just come on out and have a good time. You do not have to be a member of Phillipsburg Chamber Main Street to come. It's open to the public, and we want as many people there as possible. So if you're watching this show, you're invited to come out to the Huck Boyd tonight at 5:30. So please come.
and it's worth any time you can spend out there. And of course, Bella Merlin and Mike do a great job on explaining why it is. I remember Bill, when he used to do it, he'd put on his conductor outfit and he'd come on and say, all aboard, and they'd all go. So it was a neat thing.
It is a neat
All right,
thing.
so that's
It
number
is.
one. That's
That's
tonight.
number one. That's tonight. That's right. Okay, so our next thing, well, I'll go ahead and do what we're going to do tomorrow. So I'm a busy girl right now. So Phillipsburg Chamber and Main Street and the PCCF, which is Phillips County Community Foundation. Tomorrow we are putting on a career opportunity seminar for the juniors and seniors of Phillipsburg High School and Logan High School. And so they're coming to the Armory tomorrow, the kids are, and they're going to talk to a whole bunch of people about their different careers and jobs and everything else in Phillips County, why we want them to come back. What's here for them to come back, and we really just want to stress that thing. I mean, we have everything from nursing to education to social media to small business, cosmetology, accounting. I mean, we have 26 different categories that the kids can come and listen to of what is here in Phillips County. And there's tons more. I mean, tons, but this is just a start, and this is just something to get them educated.
And I can see if a student would know more about it, you go sit down and talk with someone
Right.
who does it.
Right, exactly.
And tell you why the advantages and disadvantages
Yep.
of any job. They have both,
I got a senior this year, and he's going to Beloit, and he's going to go into diesel mechanics. Well, we have Dylan Coombs. He graduated, and he is out there at Coombs Trucking, and he works on the big trucks, and he's a diesel mechanic. And so that's somebody that Colby can go and look up to and ask questions. What do I need to do? What do I need to do in school? What would you do different? What are those kinds of things?
Sure.
And it's really, I think it's really neat, and to be something that I would have really liked in school is to learn from those people, to have that connection where, okay, I got a really big question and I don't know who to talk to. Well, we're
Sure.
trying to get them
Good idea.
educated where they know. And then I'm just bragging on my kids this morning, and then my daughter Cassie is coming back, and she's going to talk about college life, and so that she knows, because she's in college right now, and she'll say,
sure.
yeah, it's great to live in the dorms the first year, and you get to meet a lot of people, and then kind of tell her experience, because she's a junior at
Sure.
Fort Hays right now,
Yeah.
and so that, and then Caitlin, she's not going to be there, but I got to talk to about every one of them, or they're going to be mad. But Caitlin, she went to cosmetology school, and but now she's back here and she's doing daycare. And then Kristen is a sophomore at the high school, and she is one of my biggest helpers. And I love them all to death. So there's a brag on my kids right this morning. But anyway, okay, so that's going on tomorrow.
Guys, just a second. I go down.
Yeah,
to this.
so Morris and I are doing that in the morning.
Okay, all right.
And then,
Wow, it's amazing that.
and there's in the back.
You got these. They're all there. See if I
Do you want to
can't.
come?
I'm not eligible. I'm not eligible. I might look
You
at
can
something.
come. You can come with Rachel. Rachel's coming in the morning, so you can come.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, that'd be super.
All
And a
right.
dentist, and it's just like things that, some of these businesses do not have someone that's going to take their spot. So that's what one thing that we're trying to educate them is to know that, hey, when you get out of school in 4 years, 2 years, and the other thing is you don't have to go to a 4-year college. You can go to a tech school, come back. I mean, it's whatever you want to do. It's just get them back into Phillips County. That's our goal. So,
That's
yeah.
great. You look down there, City of Phillipsburg positions, pharmacy,
Yes.
dentist, doctor, all this is available there. Physical therapy, is really amazing.
Got some great
Accounting,
people. that are giving up their morning
Sure.
to come and do this because they believe in it.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate all these people.
That's a great idea, and hopefully
Yeah.
get the people to come back.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All righty.
Okay, so the other thing is talking about the high school. PHS and Phillipsburg Chamber and Main Street are going to be doing the duck races. I talked about this a little bit last week.
Yeah.
But on Saturday, June 30th at 10:30 at the Aquatic Park, and we'll talk about it more, but the kids are going to start selling the tickets for the ducks. So it's $5 a ticket for a duck, and they're the little rubber ducks. They're not real ducks, so they're little rubber ducks. That's going to be in the pool. A family of ducks is 5 for $20. A flock of ducks is 10 for $40, and oodles of ducks is 25 for $75. So
Okay.
the freshmen, sophomore, and juniors, and what they're doing is when they sell this money, half of it goes to them, half of it goes to chamber to pay out for the prizes.
Okay.
So that's a big thing. And then the winner of who sells the most, freshman, sophomore, junior, Phillipsburg Chamber and Main Street's throwing them a pizza party.
Okay. all right.
Okay, so watch out for the ducks.
Okay.
The next thing is,
Gee.
I'm sorry, I got a lot this morning.
Wow, that's
Okay.
fine. No problem.
The next thing is Girls Night Out's coming out on April 20th. Or coming up on April 20th. I know that's track meet day, but please just come out if you have a break between kiddos. Come out and shop between 4 and 8. We got a lot of great specials this time around, which we always do. But, we have 15 businesses participating. And then we have 7 to 9 home-based businesses that are participating.
Okay.
And then we will give out 350 bags like we always do. They're full of coupons. They're full of just goodie things that the women can get. So there's 300 women's bags
Wow.
and 50 little girl bags. And so at 4 o'clock, I'll give out 100. At 5 o'clock, I give out 100. And at 6 o'clock, I give out 100.
Where will you be to give them?
I'll be in the event house, the White House that's up on the square.
Okay. All right.
That's where I'll be. And then the after party's going to be at the Branding Iron, and we're going to do a casino night, and that's going to start at a little after 8.
Okay.
So come out there and have a drink, and it doesn't have to just be ladies; it can be anybody. So
Okay.
it's called Girls Night Out, but it can be anybody. So you're all welcome. I'm not going to kick anyone out.
Well, you're gonna have a guys' night out.
I know, Dad. Everyone
You get
keeps
that?
asking. Yes, and I
Really?
will. I just need that perfect thing for the guys to do. I don't know if they want to go shopping or if they
I doubt
want
it.
to have a meal or just
That's more
like I
like it,
said,
yeah.
just an idea. Just come in and let's brainstorm.
Well, bring in, have a bring in Coach Self or Coach Weber and have a.
Oh, yeah. We'll just
bring
call 'em up.
Yeah, call them up. Yeah, I'm sure they drop
Hey,
everything and
come
come
on
out.
out to
you know.
Phillipsburg. Why not? Yeah, let's just do that. Okay, so
I'll tell you what, if Phillipsburg had a 7-2 guy and was averaging 30 points a ball game, you can bet that Bill Self or Weber would be out here,
That's right.
or the Marshall from Wichita State.
So we
They'd
need
be
to
out.
start stretching our
Yeah,
kids, don't
right.
we? We need to
Right,
start
yeah,
getting them
sure.
really tall.
Right.
Yeah, that's not going to happen with my family because I'm really short, so it won't happen. But okay, so on April 21st, the day after Girls Night Out, we are going to have our annual car cruise, and this is put on this time by Phillips County Convention and Visitors Bureau. And so that will be Saturday night, 6 to 7. The car show is going to be out at Sonic. We're going to change it up a little bit and
Sure.
have it out there at Sonic. And so Sonic's going to have a special meal deal, something, for people. And then from 7 to 9, you get to cruise on down State Street.
Sure.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. Free admission, no charge. Just come on out and have a good time.
Okay.
Okay. And then the next thing I wanted to kind of talk about, and I'll hurry, is
No.
so I started this in March. It's the Phillipsburg Chamber and Main Street, the Berg and Beyond newsletter that the members get. And if you are not a member of Phillipsburg Chamber and Main Street and you would like to get this newsletter, call me at the office. 543-2321, and I will I'll get your email and can send it to you if you are interested.
That's great. Honestly, when you sent that out, I picked up a lot of programs that I could talk about here, and I'm working doing that, along with your tent. Not the tents that you sleep in overnight, but the tents you see on the
See on the tables.
on the tables
Yeah.
there at all the restaurants and everything. So, no, if you don't be long, why not? And
That's right.
Okay,
That's right.
and
You can
then,
join.
But you can, and individuals, you can be on
Yes,
individual.
you
don't
are
have to
an
be a business.
individual.
You don't
Right.
have-
Right, you're an individual, and it's $100 a year
Yeah.
to be an individual. And so what it is you're just helping the community out. You're part of the community. You're involved. I let you know what's going on, and you just. I mean, I really want to thank you for your support and all of our members. I could not do this job without everyone, and so it's just a very rewarding. I mean, I love my job. You know that. I do. I love my job. So, but you are also invited to Chamber and Main Street Coffee, which is in our Tammy and I's office on Friday, April 13th from 7:30 to 8:30. I changed the time. Last time I had it, it was 9 to 10, so I thought, well, we'll change it up, and we're going to try to get that right time for everybody. So it's 7:30 to 8:30 on the 13th. So
Week from tomorrow.
yeah, do that. But I mean, this is just kind of what it is it's kind of telling everybody what's going on for the month. And then also I have a sports thing, like what's going, and this is all subject to change. I mean,
Yeah.
I send it out and it's not like going to be there. Because
Sure.
like today they changed the track meet
track
and
meet
everything
today,
today.
and golf today,
and golf
too.
today instead of tomorrow because the weather's supposed to
weather,
be bad.
yeah,
So it's just, and if people have things that and I have the flyers in here, you know,
Yeah.
what's going on and all the different kinds of stuff. So I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm
Yeah,
really
I do.
glad.
I picked it up right away
Good.
and got it, and
Good.
it's there.
Good.
And
I'm
you
glad.
can. How many members do you have in this here?
I have over 100. Well, I have 130 some, probably close to 140 right now. Is how many members we have. But we're growing all the time. I mean, it's wonderful. I mean, we're just growing, and the
You-
people.
You prorated someone out there maybe looking now. They would belong for the next 9 months or whatever,
Right.
8 months.
Right.
You
Mhm.
prorated
Yes,
down.
yes,
okay.
we can. We
So
can.
see,
You just
you won't have to pay the whole thing if
no.
you haven't joined.
No,
and
just come
join
on in
and
and-
contact you. Just go in and
Yep.
where all the Easter eggs are.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, that's a funny story. I was getting eggs on Thursday, and you know how windy it was on Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm getting the eggs, and I have 2 cartfuls, you know, and they're in sacks or whatever. And that wind picked up, and I'm trying to maneuver 2 carts. That wind picked up, took 1 cart this way. Eggs started coming up, flying across the parking lot, and I'm just like, I didn't know what to do. Nobody was out there, and I couldn't, whatever. So I was trying to get the lady's attention, and and then so a guy ran out, and he's like trying to help me, and in his car. So I took my cart straight to my car to try to get everything in the car, and then the guy I seen the other cart, and his stuff was flying out, and it was just like, oh, it was so windy on
Yes,
Thursday, but it was fun. It was a fun day. I wish I would have got on camera because I probably would have won the whatever it is, the
week,
funniest
yeah,
home videos
funniest
or
home-
something.
home video of the week.
But,
Okay,
yeah,
very good.
imagine that. Me
Yeah.
being funny. So, all right. Well, thank you, Tad,
Well, thank
and I will
you,
see
everything-
you.
and,
And I'm sure glad I'm a regular
Oh,
on the show.
Yeah.
Have
and,
you got
yeah,
yours yet?
I haven't got it.
No,
haven't
Rachel, you're slacking there, girl. She will get you your cup, and then I have this fancy new straw that I got at Hometown Grounds, and I
Ground.
love it.
That's
And
great.
so it's really awesome. So
Okay.
have a great day, and
You
I will
too,
see
and I
you
hope-
later.
Hope a lot of people show up tonight.
I do
It's great.
too. I do too.
What? Okay, haven't done someone else? Okay, good.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Well, have a good day.
All right, we'll see you,
See
Angie.
ya.
All righty. This is a mystery guest to me. I have no idea who is outside there. All right, Wes, I'm glad to see you back here again. We had you on last week talking about some things, and thanks for stopping in and grab a seat there, and we'll talk about what's happening with Encore.
Sitting too long and my joints need to be loosened up a little. Mostly what I'm wanted to do is just to remind people that we have our concentrated doodling class tomorrow.
Okay, now you were telling us about that. It's amazing. It has a name and it's copyrighted, I guess.
Yeah,
And,
it's called Zentangle,
yeah.
but it's just basic
Wow.
patterns, repeated patterns, and just doodling types of things. It's
You see that all right? That better? Okay, all righty.
but it's
You know,
Just
and
repeated patterns. It's really easy to do.
you just start out. Do you have it now? Are these all that have been
Yeah,
done too?
those are just some that I put in at random. You know.
Okay, and so it's whatever he or she wants to do on it, right?
Yeah.
And to do anything.
Start out with something like this, and then you put a pattern in one of these things, and pattern
Okay.
in another one,
Wow.
and pretty soon you've got,
You
something
use
built
your
up.
own ingenuity on that, and
Yeah, so that you can't make any mistakes.
you just
Just do
meet,
it.
you go over there at the senior
Yeah,
center and just meet.
we get together, and there are different patterns that some people have put
Sure.
together, so
Mhm. Sure.
we look at those and do that. And
Okay. How long is it? About an hour and a half?
yeah,
Whatever it
it
takes.
takes about an hour.
Just show up and do it as long as you want to, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
basically until.
And if you haven't done it before, we've got things for beginners. If you've been doing it for a while, we've got some more advanced patterns that we
Okay.
can talk about.
All right.
Stuff like
Very
that.
good.
So
All right. That's great.
we try to leave it open.
Okay. Line dancing?
No, we're not doing line dancing right now. We're taking a walk on Saturday.
Okay. Oh, that's this. Are you
This-
going to do it?
Yeah, this is Saturday.
Right.
Assuming that
Yeah.
we have good weather.
Is that okay? You got that race? Okay. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
talk about that a little bit because you're meeting first at the center.
Yeah, and if we don't have good weather to take the walk, we can at least meet at 10 o'clock
Okay.
at the center and discuss what kinds of things we want to go into our walking program.
Okay. And
We've been thinking about doing things like to try to make a little bit more of a game out of it, you know, to get
we'll
some
put a little competition in there, you know.
badges or something, but
See if I can outwalk my wife or something like that, or I'll
We
walk my
can-
best friend or something.
yeah, we can set up some goals for you.
Uh-huh.
And we were talking about, mapping out different neighborhoods within the community and stuff like that.
Plus, I think you mentioned it's not just for the young ones; it's for the old. You're going to have maybe a special program for the older ones.
Yeah, we'll have it for all ages and all abilities.
Yeah.
If
Maybe I tell you, the work at this building's been going on for 9 years, I think, and every Thursday I come in here and say, "Have you done yet?" No, they're still. Well, you can hear in the back. But I guess he's not going to do it anymore. He checked with you, didn't he? Just checked, so I just won't be hearing that saw for a little bit. Okay, go ahead. That's where what's the noise you heard,
So that's going to be Saturday at 10 o'clock. We're just
Okay,
going to meet
sure.
and talk about it. If the weather cooperates, then we'll go ahead and take a walk. If not,
Okay,
we'll just discuss what we can do
Sure,
for
and
the
then-
future.
You plan on meeting every time, or just are you going to? Or is it going to be kind of up to the individual to do what they do, and then maybe every once in a while meet to see how everyone's doing?
Well, we'll probably, we'll see what other people want to do, but we'll meet to help set goals.
Well, that's why your meeting is being
and doing
held, and
things
don't
like
determine
that.
what you're going to do. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. So,
Yeah.
okay.
And then on the 21st, I think it is our next game night.
Mhm.
That will start at 5:30 at the center for potluck, and then we'll have bingo and other types of games afterwards. We do that every third Thursday
Okay,
of
what
the month.
kind of games do you get involved with? Or,
Well, it seems like half the people do bingo, other half we've got ping pong tables, we've got
Pool
pool table, we've got all kinds of board games and card games and just about anything that you
Sure.
want.
And I think the main thing is it's potluck. That's the best thing about it. Is I
Yeah.
think the potluck, and then stick around and see it with your friends and enjoy the food and then
Yeah.
a game or whatever you like to do there.
It seems like each time I've been there, somebody's come up with a different game that they like
Sure.
to play that
yeah.
I haven't played before, so I'm learning new games and stuff as we go to.
Does anyone ever bring a board game in? Or
Yeah,
is
we
that,
have lots of board games.
Really?
We've played like Sequence, and I have probably a dozen chess sets that if anybody
Wow,
wants to
yeah.
play chess. And there's a few other things we've talked about, Pente and
Sure.
some of those
Okay.
different
All
ones.
right. Well, that's the third Thursday. All right.
Yep.
At the center. Okay.
At the center.
Anything else, Wes?
Well, a new thing that we have just started doing This is called the File of Life. This is medical information that people can fill out. We've got names, contacts. You put down your medications that you might be using. We have medical conditions, allergies, and your insurance. And then we put this folded up like this. We recommend doing it so that just your name is on the front. Stick it in this little file thing here. It's got a magnet on the back. You just put it on your refrigerator.
Wow, that's
And then if you have a medical emergency, the EMTs come in, they can just grab that
right there. Wow, that's a great idea.
and see what kind of medication you're on, what kind of conditions you might have, and that they might know what to do as they're taking
Well,
you.
it saves time because if they have to take, if it's EMS and they're taking it to the hospital, they know ahead of time what everything is. They don't have to worry till they get to the hospital. That's a great idea.
They can have
That's a time
contact-
saver.
Yes, they can have contact with the hospital, but the doctors are not always there
Sure.
right away,
That's
so
great.
they don't have that while they're in transit. So.
Where do you get that? Where do you?
Well, this is, we're trying to figure out the best way to distribute these right now. We have these for our committee members. We can probably get them through the PCED maybe.
Sure.
But we're gonna put them together and have them available at different activities and stuff that we do, like we'll probably have some set up Saturday for the walk, and
Sure.
if people wanna get them, get that.
Yeah.
We'll try to set up booths at some of the different activities and things that are going around town.
Okay, and that brings to mind a question for the encore and everything. Do you have a membership over here at the center? How does that work? And then do you have to have an age limit? How is someone out there wants to, how do I get involved in more of the activities? How does that work, Wes?
That's one of the things that we keep discussing from time to time is, how to get in touch with us, because we are a committee of individuals around town, or around the county. We do have a couple of members from other towns. But we're not incorporated or anything like that. We came out of the PCED, the Economic Development, so that we're independent, but we're kind of, a part of
Sure.
that.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't really have an office or a telephone
Sure.
number.
Mm-hmm.
We try to do most of our activities at the senior center because, that's a building that's
Sure.
available.
Right, yeah.
And so we go there. We do have a Facebook page. It's Encore Living Phillipsburg.
Okay.
When they first set it up, they put in Phillipsburg, and then we kept saying, no, we want it to be for Phillips County.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not that easy to change things on Facebook sometimes.
Yeah.
So you can go to the Facebook page and leave comments and things like that. We try to put our activities and things on there. We've had different people mostly communicate with us through the Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
other than that, it would just be our individual phone numbers and stuff.
But is there membership dues or anything?
No, we're just a committee that tries to get together to
Okay.
come up with activities.
Sure.
Our mission statement says that we put an emphasis on those who are 50 and older,
Mm-hmm.
but everything that we do is pretty much open for all ages.
Sure.
And we try to make it for all abilities,
All right.
because we don't want to leave anybody out.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
And so we work somewhat closely with the senior center. They have a membership for 50 and over, but there's not really that much that needs to be enforced. They don't
right.
have dues or anything
Sure.
like that.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. All right. Well.
yeah,
All right,
if anybody is interested in being on the committee, you can maybe get in touch with us through the Facebook page or give me a call on my
All right. And
private number.
see you walking around
Yeah, I'm usually around town sometime during the day.
next door or whatever.
Yeah.
Or something. It's all right. We really say they say nothing ever going on. in Phillipsburg. Just what happened this morning, what we had on here this morning, there's plenty of things going on in Phillipsburg, you know.
Yeah, we've always got something happening.
We always have something. Oh, very good. So I think at File for Life, that's a great idea, and it's red. So I guess it's red. I'm colorblind. I assume it's red, and put it somewhere. So right, they come in. If their EMS looks at the refrigerator right away, there it is, and while they're getting taken care of, they can all look ahead and see what might have to be done.
Yeah, there's 3 or 4 different programs that have this concept, and we've been looking at all of them for the past several months, and we came up with deciding that this one was probably the easiest to do.
Yeah.
And it's the
Well, it's
cheapest and simplest, and
And it's convenient, that's the thing, because you can have all that information in the sheriff's office or the stuff, but they'd have to call if they're just open up, there it is.
Yeah.
Who to contact and everything. That's, I think that Phillips County did one thing on something in the windows for fire, I think. They did that one time. They had something put in the windows where, how many were in that particular, would be sleeping or whatever in that particular room. The firemen show up and they know that was, but no, this is a great idea, and emergencies and all that. All right. Well, anything else, Wes?
well, that's all I have for this time.
Okay, we just show up Saturday morning, 10,
At 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, okay.
Yeah, and it seems like whenever we try to do things in April, we always run into weather.
Well,
So
when,
we'll see
when
what
track
happens.
when track and golf starts, you know the weather's going to be bad. I mean, you can have 6 great days, and then the day of the track meet or the golf, then that's when things.
Yeah,
But
First
Yeah.
year we were going to do kite flying, building kites and flying.
that's a great idea.
We had our biggest rainstorm of the season that day.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. Well, Wes, thanks for stopping in. We hope
Thank
a lot
you.
of people show up Saturday morning on the walk thing. Very important on that. And like I say, if you have maybe a little problem walking a long distance, they're going to talk all about that and everything.
We will try to make accommodations.
See, very good. Thank you, Wes, for coming.
Thank you.
All right. I don't happen to have President Trump out there or anything. Everyone, come on. Okay, fine. Thank you. Let's see. I wanted to mention one other thing, and this is coming up. The 2018 Home on the Range Spring Celebration. It'll be a week from this Saturday on April the 14th. There's going to be a golf tournament, a pickleball tournament, the barbecue dinner, and a Home on the Range movie. In Smith Center, of course, the 4-man scramble, $200 per team entry fee, and an entry fee includes golf carts, supper, entertainment. The tee-off times, also the pickleball tournament, introductory clinic at 1, and tournament starts at 2:30, $40 per team of 2. And then that does not include the dinner and movie. And then if you just want to go to the movie, it's supper and entertainment at Smith Center High School. Supper at 6:30, open to the public. It's catered by Gene's Heartland Foods, and supper entertainment tickets are $20 each, 65 and over, 15 and each. For more information, contact Mark McLean or Vernon Ranking, or of course Eldine Holthus. Mitch Holthus, we understand, is going to be their voice of the Kansas City Chiefs, so you might want to plan on that coming up here. Now we'll have Eldine on there, I think, next Thursday to talk about this. So. Busy time, a lot of things going on, and we do appreciate the opportunity for us to talk with these people on the various things that are going on. Next week, we're going to be featuring Sherry Buss from Hanson. She's planning on being over here, and other folk, I think Eldine, and we'll have other people on next Thursday to talk about things going on. I'm sure Angie will show up, and we'll be doing all that plus more here. And they're going to restart the reconstruction again here, so that's going to do it for this morning on the Tadpoll. Next Thursday morning and then Saturday morning on the Sports Talk next door here, we'll be talking with J.B. Covington about track, and Keith Hydes about golf. They're going to be involved in golf today. That's at Smith Center, and track and field is at Norton today. That was moved back. I guess would be moved up from tomorrow to today because of the expected impending weather. So again, thank you again, Rachel, for directing the program here, and we'll see you Saturday morning next door and next Thursday morning here on the Tadpole. You have a good day, good weekend, and try to take part in some of the things going on because there's a lot of things happening out there.